Today, I want to talk about 2 ways that Microsoft Word can help you catch silly mistakes and maybe even not age your clients on paper, but you don't even know that you have these options, or perhaps you don't know some of these defaults are getting in your way. Today, technology is great. It can do so many things for us, but sometimes it does things we don't even know it's doing, and it gets in our way of having all of the tools that we need to do our job as a resume writer. One of those tools that Microsoft Word does for you is that it automatically doesn't spell check words that are all caps. So I'm going to pull up this document here, and when you look at it, this is one of our samples Louise Kurzmark did for our Academy Certified Career Storyteller. And when you look at the document, you might not right away catch these errors. Executive is missing the C, and then down here, professional is missing the I. So we might not use all caps that often these days, but in headers and headings and subheadings and our resumes and our LinkedIn profiles, you still might be using some all caps, and that's okay. But we need to make sure that Microsoft Word is going to spell check those for us. So how do we do that? So when we're in Word, we can come up here to Review. And on this Review tab, then we have Check Document. And when we click on Check Document, we'll see the spelling and grammar errors, but we also have settings. So we want to click on settings. And then in this area, it's pretty prominent that we can uncheck this box to ignore words in uppercase. So we want to uncheck that box, ignore words in uppercase. And when we do that, then it will start highlighting those words. So I'm just going to hit OK, and you'll see right away that we have professional is misspelled and executive is misspelled. Now, it's important that this is not even going to catch these mistakes if we did the proofing. So before I changed that box, it said there were 12 errors, and now there's 14, because it's not catching those errors regardless of how you're spell checking if you have that box checked. So one of the other things that kind of ages our client on paper or in LinkedIn is using double spaces between sentences. And you might think that, oh, that's not that big of a deal, but it's a silly little thing that we can do differently to make sure we're not aging our clients on paper. It's actually a carryover from the word processing days, and most of the style guides have gotten away from doing it. So how do we change that in our system? We can use these settings. So if we go back into our settings and then scroll down, we want to go into our grammar settings. So right here in the grammar and refinements, we go into our settings there. We scroll all the way down. You can see lots of options there that maybe you're not aware of. If you tend to write in passive voice, if you're worried about some of the other issues there, you can check those. But when we get all the way down to the very bottom, it says spaces between sentences don't check. And we can change that to 1 space. And when we do that and we hit OK, and then we're going to hit OK again, you can see that it does underline those for us. So now when I am using my spell check or my grammar check, I'll see that, and you can see that there's a little tiny blue line under there to tell me that I've got 2 spaces there. The last way that you can fix that, and you can use this feature for a lot of other things, is find and replace. So this is back on our home screen. Over here, we have find and replace. So I can actually use the replace function to find a double space after a period. So what I'm going to do is find period, space, space, and replace with period, space. And let's see this and see how it works. So I'm going to hit find next, and you can see that it's gone down and it's highlighting this one down here towards the bottom of the screen before created. And I'm going to hit replace. And there we go, it fixed that. So now it's finding this one here, and I'm going to hit replace. And then it's finding that one right over here before the bold delivered, and I can hit replace. Now it's finding this one right under the screen before another delivered. replace, and now it's finding this one up here at the top before hired and replace. So I've gone through and replaced all of my double spaces with single spaces. Really quick way to do that. You can use find and replace to do keywords. So if someone's in logistics and they're applying for a position where they use supply chain all the time, and if they've got those words that they could switch out pretty easily, you can use find and replace for that. Hopefully those were helpful. We have some more tips on our YouTube page, especially one that goes through how you can take words out of your dictionary. So manger, pubic, that you don't need in a resume. We've got another video on our YouTube channel that will show you how to do that. And always follow along at resumewritingacademy.com, always adding resources there.